practical example from my experience in this actual time frame. Okay, so we have one property, and I was actually just looking at the numbers earlier today, so the example's fresh in my head. We bought the property in 2022, and the average rent at that time was $822. So here we are in August of 2024, a little bit over 2 years later. Our average rent is $1167. So we've increased rents more than 343 bucks on average. You would think that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I would
I
think
think
so.
that's pretty good. It's probably the biggest one I've had at any of my properties.
Yeah.
Here's the problem: expenses have increased more. So,
Okay.
so,
So then
so
that's really
there's this
good.
little
So
thing called inflation that people aren't, quite factoring into that part of the equation.
what were the expenses that that wound up being a big chunk of that?
Great question. So with this particular property, unfortunately, it also happens to be in a coastal market. So one of them is insurance. Insurance is one of straight across the board, even in non-coastal markets. And I don't mean like up like 2-3%. I mean like 100% in some cases. But our insurance premium is something like 3.5 times the amount that I underwrote it for.
Wow.
So that hurts. We also have a floating rate loan because we used bridge debt. So when we first closed, the interest rate on that loan was 4.5. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. It's not 4.5 today. Matter of fact, it's in the nines. Now we have a cap on that loan. So the cap brings us to, I think, 6.5. But here's the thing: when you're stress testing a deal, most times you're assuming that to be a worst case scenario. You're not assuming that you're going to run it that way every single month.
Yeah. Let alone the 3.5 times increase in insurance, because
Right.
that's not what you're running that on.
Right.
You know?
And then you're also seeing those increases in other expenses. So another challenge has been repairs and maintenance. Since the pandemic, especially, a lot of people who do that type of work haven't been as willing to do it.